up front, I would like to apologize for the fact that, especially to the members, content, you guys that are just general subscribers, you see the stuff as it's coming out on schedule. Members, I apologize. There has not been a lot of content in the last couple weeks. I have been really busy with a bunch of stuff. I started making knives again, trying to get some stuff done. I've been dealing a lot with the new release with Artisan and just some general things. My daughter's fighting with an injury. We're trying to get that figured out, get her appointments and things like that. And just general stuff that my mother's been in and out of the hospital. So it's just been hectic, and I apologize. It's been lack of content. I'm shooting some videos today. I shot some videos yesterday. So just to throw that in the beginning, I apologize up front. Guys, hang on a second. I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about. Guys, so I got this in from Alex. If you may have already seen the Olamic Wayfarer video that I shot yesterday, some of you guys that are members, he sent me those knives as a gift, those two knives that I mentioned in the video, but he sent a couple things to review. So this is the first one we're gonna look at. This is the Southern Grind Bad Monkey. So hang on a second. If you're watching on headphones, stand by, because here comes the music. Guys, this is the Southern Grind Bad Monkey. Now this is a big knife, but I'm going to let you guys know up front before we even flip this around and start talking about it. This knife carries fairly easily. It's not as heavy as you would expect. It's got a really nice balance. It's a little tip forward. Great weight on this. There's some issues about it that I don't like. Overall, it's a really nice knife. It is a big knife though. So let's go ahead and we'll flip this around and we'll take a good close look at it. I know I threw a bunch of stuff into the very beginning. I don't want to try and make it any longer before we get to the actual knife. So yeah, this is the carbon fiber Emerson drop point version. So just in case you guys are looking to see if it's a Tanto, they have different types. But let's get this turned around and take a good look at it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Some of you guys have asked why I still keep just shooting in the kitchen. I like this countertop to do these reviews on, and I have controlled lighting because I got my ring light outside. You never know what you're gonna get with lighting. So let's take a look at this. These handles, really kind of reminiscent of, they remind me kind of Strider handles. In a larger knife, large package of a knife. That is a big knife. So we'll start off, just to get this out of the way, we'll start off with a size comparison. So I have, now that my Sebenza's back, I meant to mention it, it's back. I had loaned it out. Every time. Chris Reeve knife, Sebenza, fairly large knife. Lot smaller. If you were to put these end to end, yeah, you're looking a good bit of size difference. So in hand, that's a good bit of difference, but man, is it a light package. So let's go ahead and look at some specs. And magically the scale arrives. So specs on this knife. You are looking at a 4-inch blade, flat ground, in 14C28N. That's Sandvik steel. This takes a really aggressive edge. With blade length of 4 inches, like I said, blade thickness 0.13. It's not a thin knife, but it's not super thick, so you can see. Like I said, flat ground. Overall length of 9.25 inches. Like I said, this is a big knife, guys. But they didn't have a real weight listed that I saw. I want to get a weight on this. This knife is surprisingly light for as big as it is. Let's get this set. It's probably still set for grams. We'll do grams first for you guys that don't use Freedom units. So 147 grams. I will tell you, I know for a fact that Olamic Wayfarer that I did the video on yesterday, I think came in lighter than this, but it's a much smaller knife. 148, this is, let's look at my Sebenza. 137, but let's get the whole package in with the lanyard and everything. 137, same ballpark weight. This is a much larger knife though, guys. So yeah, like I said, with this being in Sandvik steel, that's going to hold an edge really well. That's an outdoor type steel. That's some bushcraft steel. Price on these guys, the prices I've seen anywhere between $212 on sale on knifecenter.com. $249 is the retail price. That's the suggested price. So let's go ahead and move some of the stuff out of the way, and we'll talk about the things about the knife that I really like and a few of the things that I don't. This is one of those knives I'm kind of torn on. I haven't made a decision as to whether I like it yet or not. All right, we're not going to do a full good, the bad, and the ugly like Nick Shabazz does. But one of the big things, in my hands, with big hands, this isn't going to be something that really bothers me, but this handle shape, instead of having a palm swell, it's got a palm, it's almost a sway-backed horse look to it. For me, when I get it in hand, this point hits the heel of my hand here, and it's not uncomfortable for me. But somebody with smaller hands that's not getting as much purchase on that, that's going to feel strange, because that is not exactly how I want the heel of my blade to feel. Just for a comparison, not to be showing off one of my knives, this is how I do a palm swell. Same relative shape, but instead of sagging down, it raises up. I just think that I find that more comfortable. But like I said, if you've got hands the size of mine, it's not bad, because when you get in a position, it kind of just sits there. Really Strider-esque termination point here with another thumb ramp, I guess you'd call it. Carbon fiber on this was done really well. This is that twill pattern textured carbon fiber. As you can see, proprietary screws. I do not know if you get a tool for this when you buy this knife. Like I said, this is not my knife. This is the pocket clip that comes on it. I believe this is the pocket clip that comes with it. I'm pretty sure this is the standard pocket clip. This is a point of contention for me. This pocket clip feels weird in pocket and in hand. Just how it's really high and really short. This kind of just gets up in my hand. I actually have taken the pocket clip off of this and carried it without the pocket clip, and it is much more comfortable to me. But then again, this is a big knife to go without a pocket clip. Overall, fit and finish on this knife is great. There's just some issues to it. Like, I wish that this was, instead of a flat grind on a blade that's that thick and that long and relatively narrow, because this useless Emerson wave feature. I hate the Emerson wave feature on knives, really, most of the time. They should have terminated this back further, and it would have given a finer, thinner edge. Not so much here, it's where it comes up here. It does not taper as well, and so what you get is a fairly thick, as you can see, fairly thick tip that leaves you with a more blunt edge at the front than you have back here. You can actually feel it get noticeably thicker as you run your hands down the blade. Really thin here behind the edge, and then it thickens up in your fingers. So I wish this had been done as a hollow, but overall, like, if you're looking for a big, beefy workhorse knife, you probably couldn't go wrong with these. Action on this is really smooth. It does thumb stud open fairly well. That's another one of the things that I'm not great on. Like I said, this is just my opinions. I wish that they hadn't put this Emerson here and put the thumb stud out a little further. It's a little close right there to the top. It could have been brought back further back here if it didn't have the Emerson feature. You could have put it somewhere around here, and then it would have been in a more natural position to open the knife. It's a little farther forward, and when you're opening, you can see you bump up against this, and it makes it more difficult to deploy. The Emerson wave feature does work okay, I guess. It's this one I would say it doesn't catch every time, because it's been really, really softened, probably through the, in the process of tumble and all that, for the really well done stonewash. Fit and finish, like I said, is great. This stonewash that's on this is really well done. I would imagine that this got a little rounded. It doesn't always catch your pocket, so I would say on this particular knife that Emerson wave feature is not the most reliable method of deployment. But like I said, once you get used to where that thumb stud's at, you can get it open fairly easily. And like I said, action on it is really smooth, and it is built well. There is no play in this at all. No rattle, no play. I do believe that this knife runs on washers. I'm 99% sure. I looked, and like I said, guys, I don't do a lot of research, but that's a bearing. That's not bearings. It does not feel like bearings. It definitely feels like phosphor bronze washers. I know that my buddy Ashton is going to jump in and he goes, you know that it's on washers. All the Southern grinds are on washers. That's what he's going to probably tell me, but I didn't look and do that much research. But yeah, as far as, like I said, fit and finish, there are no issues with the construction. Like I said, the only issue I've got is I wish this was a little thinner, maybe a hollow grind. You can feel as you come up right there, it starts to thicken. The distal taper on this knife is fairly thick. So yeah, great knife. Just like I said, little thick. Let's get this turned around, do some final thoughts. So Southern Grinds is another one of those, Southern Grind, I'm sorry. It's another one of those overlooked American companies because they really don't have that many models. They have a few. They have the Bad Monkey, the Spider Monkey. They've got a couple of fixed blade designs. But, you know, for the fact that they're well built, they're ground fairly well. I don't see any issues with the grind really, except, like I said, a little bit of thickness towards the tip on this that kind of blunts that. I mean, they are quality knives. So knives that you could, you know, for those of you that are trying to say buy American, well, that's a company that I would go with. Alamik, the video I did yesterday as well. Another American company that gets it right. You know, they're doing it right. But like I said, the price on these, premium price on these for a knife that is, it's a fairly decent knife. So you're looking at, like I said, about $250 on those. So you're not really breaking the bank. There's still a really well-made product. And the steel that's in these, that 14C, it was a 14C 28N Sandvik steel. Great steel. It's one of my favorite steels. It's way up there on my list of steels that I really like because of the properties of the edge retention and just the toughness. The overall toughness of that steel. So, all right, guys, that's it. Like I've said in all the videos, if you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you really like the videos, you can give applause, which I'm beta testing for YouTube. I haven't seen it done yet, so I don't know how it works. How well it works, that's why we're doing beta testing. But it allows you to just donate to the channel a one-time thing of like $2. But I also have the memberships running from $2 all the way up to $15 if you want to support the channel. There's more stuff coming out. I have a video I'm going to do about a Diskin double action. I've got to get that one figured out and set up. I may do that today, have not decided. But yeah, guys, more content coming. Like I said at the beginning, I apologize. The beginning of the video, I should say. I apologize that content has been sporadic, but like I said, life happens. Please be patient. I have a lot of stuff to do videos on. It's just, like I said, I started making some knives again. So it's been busy. I've been trying to get stuff set up and get some stuff so that I could make a couple knives for giveaways for you guys on the channel, the members. So yeah, content's coming. So be patient, guys. I love you all. Take it easy. Have a safe Labor Day weekend for you guys that are going to see this today when it goes up. Today is Saturday. Yeah, be safe. Have a good Labor Day. Don't do anything stupid. Have fun. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.